أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربنا زد علما آمين يا رب العالمين. Welcome to lesson number 63 of a study of Balaghah. Alhamdulillah, we are going to continue with Al-Haqiqa wal-Majaz. And today, inshallah, we are going to learn about another tool for Majaz al Mursal, that is Al Musababiyah. So let's continue. In our Bayan, we know that we are going to study about Tashbih, Al Haqiqa wal Majaz, Al Istihara, wal Al Kinaya. So we are already done with Tashbih. Now we are at Al Haqiqa wal Majaz. And in Al Majaz, we learn that there are two types of majaz, majaz al-lugwi, majaz al-aqli. For al-majaz al-lugwi, we are going to study about majaz al-mursal and al-istiara. We started with al-majaz al-mursal and we learned that for majaz al-mursal that it is a type of metaphor without the use of an analogy. And in al-istiara, we learned that this type of metaphor is, you can say it is a metaphor with the use of an analogy. So how do we know that there is a metaphor in the sentence or for majaz and mursal? We know that because there is no similarity, no linking of you can say there is no mushabiha for the reality and the unrealistic meaning. So how do we know that there is no analogy and still there is a metaphor? So there are tools. We can say these are called the connectors or indicators, and for that we are going to learn about almost eight indicators or connector that will tell us that this sentence is the Majaz Mursal. So we are already done with the Sababiya, and today, inshallah, we are going to continue with Musababiya. Sababiya, we can, or you can take it as a and B. And inshallah, as we learn about Sababiya, now today, inshallah, we are going to step into another very elegant corner of the Arabic expression, a style where meanings go beyond the surface. And after learning about Sababiya, where the cause replaces the effect, and we can take it the cause A and effect as B. So it will be easier for us to understand cause as A and effect as B. We are not going to meet it's like it's very beautiful mirror, and that is the effect based metaphor, and that is musababiya. First we are doing the cause based metaphor, and that was sababiya. Sababiya is A, musababiya is B. Just take it to understand this concept. So in this form of majaz, in musababiya, Arabic doesn't name the cause directly. Instead, it highlights what happens because of it, because of the sabab, because of the A. So it's as if the language is pointing us to the outcome and inviting us to reflect on its origin. So now let's see how it's going to work, inshallah. So we already learned about sababiya, that what is sababiya. Now here, let's learn about musababiya, which is the effect-based metaphor. So here, as mentioning, we have already learned about sababiya, mentioning the cause in the place of the effect. Now see, where the effect or the result is mentioned instead of the cause. So in simple terms, we can say this is when something that happens as a result of something else is mentioned, while the actual cause is left out. So again, I'm mentioning that we are taking sababiya as A, that is the cause, the reason something happened, and B is the effect or the result, what happens because of the A, because of that sabab. So in musababiya, we mention B instead of A. Let's see the example here. Amtiratis sama'u nabatan. The sky rained plants. So this is the literal meaning. The sky rained plants. We know that the sky doesn't rain plants. What actually comes down is water, and plants grow because of that water. So the correct, we can say that the correct direct meaning is that amtiratis sama'u ma'an. The sky rained the water, and here's what's happening, like water, that is the cause, that's our A, and plants is the result, and that is the musabbab, and that is B. But instead of saying water, we mention plants, the result of the rainfall. So this is a majaz mursal, we can say a non-literal expression where the connection is mentioning the result in place of the cause, and that result is the musababiyya because it is the musabab. That is why we are calling it the majaz mursal, alaqatuhu al-musababiyya, because here we know that mentioning the result in place of the cause. So the cause is left out, that is A, that is water, a reason, and B is mentioned here, like the result is mentioned and the plant is mentioned. So that is why we are calling it majazun mursalun alaqatuhu al musababiyya, a metaphorical expression with the relation of effect based metaphor. Now we are going to see an example from the Quran. وَيُنَزِّلُ لَكُم مِّنَ السَّمَاءِ رِزْقًا. And he sends down for you provision from the sky. And do provisions, food or crops, etc., like come directly from the sky? Not really. We know that this this doesn't happen. So what comes from the sky is the rain, and that rain causes the crops to grow. So which becomes provision. So the rain, that is the main cause. That's A is left out, and provision is the result. That is B. And here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions a risk, that the provision, the result, instead of the rain, the cause. So that's musababiyya. That's musababiyya, you can say, in action. Like very powerful, very poetic, and very meaningful. So we can say that here you can see here, like very interestingly, the translator Mohsin Khan adds we can say this parenthetical to clarify the intended meaning. Like and he sends down rain with which grows provision for you from the sky. So here, that's not exact translation, but if you literally see, it's written rain with which grows. So that's the exact A and B mentioned. So this is a great example of how, we can say, the translators try to reflect the deeper rhetorical layers of the Arabic language. So inshallah, I'm going to add that as well here as well. Like see here, like, and he sends down rain with which grows provision for you from the sky. And this is just one of the many instances that shows that Mohsen Khan's amazing work in the translation. So it's added here as well. Here, so these are many translations that we usually see from Sahih International and other translations. But here we can see that in Mohsen Khan's translation, it's written, and this is how Majaz Mursal, a non-literal expression, alaqatuhu musabbabiya act. So when result is mentioned in place of the cause, and it adds beauty and it adds depth and imagination to the Arabic expression. So this is the example for majazun mursalun alaqatuhu al musabbabiya, when we are just learning about and just learning about these examples in the Quran. So, in Majaz Mursal al Musababiyya, we see how the result takes the place of the cause, not uh, out of confusion, but to add elegance and very, very elegantly, and it shows a very gives a very richer emotional impact. In Arabic, doesn't always say things plainly; it says them beautifully. So, as we continue this journey through Balagha, we are not just studying rules; we are unlocking the hidden doors of the meaning behind the Quran, poetry, and the classical speech. Alhamdulillah. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala open our hearts to understand His book with depth and clarity. Wallahu alamu wa ahkamu. So Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. This is for today. Inshallah, we are going to continue with Al Haqiqa wal Majaz in the next session with another connector and indicator. Barakallahu li wa lakum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.